I was with Katt when the Illuminati first turned on him.
Mm.
It was a very difficult time.
Mm.
That fucking Flavor Flav roast. That's where it all started. See, Micah refused, and when I say Micah, I mean Katt Williams. He refused to humiliate Flavor Flav for the roast on Comedy Central. He agreed to rewrite, him and his entire team rewrite the jokes, make it funny. You know, they would make it a roast, but he wasn't going to treat a black man like a nigga for the purposes of views. Katt went back and forth with him for days. I was there at the house in Marino Del Rey. It was tense. He was wearing Kevlar every day. Guns were everywhere in the house. Preparing for infiltration.
We had Dr.
Threatened, the day he threatened to beat the shit out of the CEO of Comedy Central, we all knew it was about to get rough.
Bro.
He refused, and then the next thing you know, they were filming the next day, and Snoop took his place and did all of the terrible, nasty, ignorant jokes that Katt refused to do. And that was the first moment that I realized Snoop was compromised.
Hey everyone, I've got some surprising news that's making waves. Katt Williams has been completely silent lately. No calls, no appearances, nothing. For someone like Katt to just go off the radar, especially in his world, you know something big must have happened. Word is that he's ghosting everyone, including Diddy, and people are wondering what could have gone down between them. There are rumors that Diddy might have something on Katt, something serious enough that Katt doesn't want to face anyone, not even his closest friends. Here's the thing, Katt and Diddy go way back. They collaborated, partied, and supported each other through ups and downs. They were like brothers in the industry. So, for Katt to completely cut off Diddy, it must be serious. Some say Diddy might have some dirt on him, maybe something that could harm Katt's career. Others speculate that it might be a financial issue, like Katt owing Diddy money. But honestly, it's all just talk right now. Nobody knows the full story. Diddy's a major player in the industry, with connections everywhere. So if he wanted to make things tough for Katt, he could. Maybe that's what Katt's trying to avoid. Still, Katt isn't one to back down from a fight, unless it's something huge. It's possible there's more to it than just secrets or debts. Maybe he's protecting himself from something bigger, something we don't yet understand. The whole situation feels like a movie. Two big names suddenly not talking, with all kinds of rumors swirling around. It reminds me of when other stars like Lauryn Hill or Dave Chappelle just disappeared when the pressure got too much. Sometimes stepping back is the only way to handle it. Some people even think Katt's staying quiet because he has dirt on Diddy too, or that he's facing some legal trouble. Insiders close to Katt say he's just not ready to open up about it yet, and whatever happened has clearly shaken him up. In the end, we may never know the full story. But one thing's for sure, this is big, and people are going to be talking about it for a while. Here's hoping Katt's okay and can find a way through this without more drama in his life.
That's this lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher's name redacted, you could tell who it is because they described him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know And people know that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy count?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows. The white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Fallout between Katt Williams and Diddy could seriously impact Katt's career and personal life. In the entertainment world, reputation is everything, and if people start believing Katt's unreliable or hiding dark secrets, it could be hard for him to find work. Katt's always been a bit unpredictable. He's had some run-ins with the law and controversies over the years, so this new situation with Diddy just adds more fuel to the fire. Folks are already starting to talk, thinking this is just Katt being Katt, always in some kind of trouble. But it's more than just his career on the line. A falling out with someone he once trusted, someone he considered a close friend, has to take a toll. If Katt really is laying low, like people are saying, it might mean he's not in the best mental place right now. His family and friends must be worried sick. They probably just want to know he's okay, but he's not reaching out, which has got to be tough on them. The public reaction has been intense. People are speculating nonstop about what could have gone down between Katt and Diddy. Some are siding with Katt, thinking maybe Diddy did him wrong, while others think Katt just needs to step up and face the issue. It's a messy situation, and the industry is watching closely. Managers, agents, and production companies all had a stake in him, and they're likely scrambling to figure out how to handle this while protecting their own interests. But in the end, Katt is the one who's going to have to deal with the consequences.
Everybody knew that Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in image. I Get Around, talked about how fly you was, how many girls you mess with, how many cars you drive, how much money you got, what you willing to do. He took his image. Pac was the first one on the scene wearing Versace shirts. He went and got the same Versace shirts Pac had, which All right, some dudes would do that. You would never catch me wearing something else, something that somebody else got. He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down. And what I mean is having sex with them. Why would you want to have sex with women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was dealing with? That's that image. Because you got to realize, bruh, Puff and Pac was cool at one time. We know this. Mopreem said that they was going to sign the Bad Boy. So if he's going to sign to Bad Boy, it was because of Corey and them. I put that picture on the internet. I put the picture on my channel of Corey Jones. Is Corey Jones, Corey Jacobs? I think Corey Jacobs and Pac right next to each other. Those was the real bad boys of Bad Boy. You understand? Those are the ones who got the 16 to life sentence. That Pac was going to go and be with them first. But then Mopreem said when it became just Big and Puff, because Corey and them went to jail, he changed his direction. But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used. That shit is crazy.
Look, Katt's a survivor. He's faced tough times before and come through. So I believe he can make it through this as well. But it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to confront whatever he's been running from. And that takes real courage, you know. Maybe this whole situation is a wake-up call for Katt, a chance to step back, rethink things, and set his priorities straight. I'm not trying to preach, but sometimes hitting rock bottom is what it takes to start climbing back up. At the end of the day, what really matters is that Katt is okay as a person, not just as a public figure. As for his career, only time will tell. But if he can get through this and come out stronger, there's no limit to what he could achieve. He's got the talent and the drive. He just needs to get his head in the right place. You feel me?
See, I'm obsessed with talking about Puff and telling y'all the truth. Telling y'all the truth. Who's obsessed with who? Pac had Sarah before Puff. Allegedly, he had Sally before Puff. And Kim had an obsession or liked Pac so much, she on the red carpet with Tupac's shirt on. Who's obsessed with who?
So you believe Diddy, he only got with Sarah Chapman because Pac, he had her at one point.
And it was a bet in the office. Sarah was messing with an NBA basketball player. Puff bet all the niggas didn't believe that he could get it within 2 weeks. $100. So she actually was a $100 bet that he got.
And who was the NBA player?
I think it was Gary Payton, allegedly. That's what he said. Somebody said, she messed with Gary Payton? I bet you I get it. I bet you I have it within 2 weeks. Me and him and Sarah went to this party in Chicago that he was hosting with the Streets Entertainment. And we went to this store called Cranberry and I forgot Cranberry, and it's one of those stores like you get fragrance and you get candles, colognes and stuff like that. It's called Cranberry and something. And from that point on, you had her. But you gotta realize, Misa and Kim was friends. Misa and Kim was friends. He started dealing with Kim over Misa. Kim and Sarah was friends. I mean, hand to hand, pots and pans. They was close. They all used to, Sarah, Kim, and this other girl, I think she was from Atlanta. What's her name? It missed me right now. But they all used to hang together. So then he went from Kim to Sarah. And he liked to do the friend thing. Looked like that.
Unraveling the truth, that's the big question here. What's next for Katt Williams after all this drama with Diddy? It's not going to be easy for him to bounce back, no doubt about that. But we've seen Katt make it through tough times before, like when he had those run-ins with the law and still managed to pull through. So where does he go from here? That's what everyone's waiting to find out.
Right, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, you got a good point, man. Why is TD Jakes at a Diddy party? I mean, it don't make no sense, man.
Well, I grew up in the church, bruh. You understand? I Pentecostal church, then Baptist, Methodist. I've been in all the churches, man. I almost was a 7-day evangelist. But what I do know, the sinners do not. The saints supposed to separate themselves from the sinners. You could tell the difference between a saint and a sinner. You understand? So him being up in a Diddy party, and it wasn't like that he wasn't partying, because the tape that I saw, he was dancing. And I'm like, wow, this the Rev at the Diddy party? I wonder who he laying hands on, who he saved. But all jokes aside, man, the saints supposed to be separate from the sinners. There's no way that you know what happens in Diddy party and you supposed to be a Christian. You understand? You supposed to be his spiritual advisor, and you up in this party. Why are you there? Because it ain't like he can't come to your church, he can't come to your office. And I know that, you are a part of Revolt. You understand? But are you looking for something else up in there? We just gonna hope that he ain't looking for the same thing Eddie Long was looking for.
You knowing Diddy, right? You've been knowing him since the beginning. Like, what happened, man? Like, what made him get into all this freaky stuff? Like him making his girl look up BBCs and him making male prostitutes smash his girl. Like, what happened, man? Like, I'm sure he was a normal dude at first. Like, what made him get into all this weirdo stuff?
Bro, one individual is not here to defend himself, and that's Andre Harrell. Russell Simmons was one of his mentors too. What is Russell Simmons going through? He's going through women saying that he was abusive, women saying that they raped him, women saying that he drugged them. If you learn things like that from the people that you're around, the people that you hold high regards to, then you're going to become what they were. And with the fact that you taking drugs and everything now, it'll go rapid on you. And that's what happened to him, bro. I seen Puff smoke cigarettes, smoke weed on camera, and that wasn't the same dude that I knew. So I'm looking at this dude like, yo, All he did was go to the third to the fourth power with this shit.
Maybe this is just another hurdle Katt's got to face, but maybe he also needs some time to clear his mind and come back stronger than ever. Sooner or later, he's going to have to address this thing with Diddy because people aren't going to stop talking until he does. Speaking of talk, did you all catch that video where Katt was clowning Diddy after his house got raided? Now that asterisk was wild.
Had it in him because he learned it from the beginning by seeing them and by being around them. And that's Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell now, being at those parties.
So Russell Simmons and Andre Harrell is where Diddy got it from. Like all these wild parties and all this freaky stuff, it came from them.
Well, bro, yeah, that's where he got it from. Andre ain't here to defend himself, but he was giving wild parties. They were doing things like that. My man Bill was his bodyguard. So they was doing things like that. So now you got women that came out and said Russell Simmons was doing stuff like that. But Russell Simmons said, I wasn't doing that because I took 7, 8, 9 lie detector tests and I passed them. Yeah, Russell, you also studied into that Buddhism and that yoga stuff like that, so you know how to control your body to let you know so you don't have any kind of panic mode when you take those tests. Keep it a buck. That's why you got into that Zen shit. You take a lie detector test, it's not going to come up because you know how to control your body.
Wow, I never thought about that, man. So that's why he be passing all these lie detector tests.
Yeah, because he studied yoga, he studied Zen, he studied all those, that Buddhism thing, all that shit right there, that learn how to control his breathing, his mind, his whole 9 yards. That's why when guys, you know, if you ever seen somebody giving polygraph tests, and they used to do it in our office and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? They have to ask you questions that you know that you're going to tell the truth at, and questions that you know that you're going to lie to. So all he did was master that by mastering the control of his body.
Even with all this drama, Katt's still out here cracking jokes. That's the Katt we know and love. But real talk, what do you all think is going to happen between Katt and Diddy? Do you think they'll ever squash this beef, or is it too far gone? This kind of drama could shake things up for real. So stay tuned, because you know there's more to this story than meets the eye.